let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm still fighting with the microphones and stuff on this computer. Hey Gypsy, Judo, Chaotic, Grandma. I'm doing good, Grandma. How are you? Hey, Glamorous. I cannot figure out this microphone thing. Okay, maybe is that better? Now you're gonna make me want Rice Krispies, Grandma. Did that help the crackling a bit of the camera with the mic off of the computer? Yeah, there's been a like seriously a lot. I was talking to some people here in the town too, and one guy was telling me that his granddaughter got swatted. They were trying to say that she had a meth lab going on in her house, and there was obviously nothing there, but like, it's everywhere. Yeah, I don't get the point of it. Like, how people can just be so miserable in their own lives that I know Gypsy said that she would talk about her situation. I don't know if anybody else is wanting to or not. Yeah, Grandma, apparently it's been going on for a long time, and just more and more keeps coming out. People you don't even suspect or whatever. Like, I was talking to one girl from one of the channels that we all kind of around in, and she was telling me that she had been trolled and everything to the point that the guy that was doing went from Oregon all the way over to South Carolina, and he ended up going from cyber to in person, and it took a long time to figure out what that he was there. Hey Kaz. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to hop onto the other computer and see if maybe I can work on getting this other mic and stuff. I need somebody high tech to walk me through this microphone stuff. I'm an idiot to it. But there's a link there if anybody's wanting to come up. Can, I'm gonna try to jump over here, see if I can um, get myself into the other StreamYard. I see everybody else connecting into the same StreamYard, so we're gonna see how big of a failure I am at this. Okay, is that better? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get with Army Vet or something and have him help me figure this thing out because it's driving me insane. Yeah, I agree with that, Grandma, on the egos. It really does. I mean, honestly, the best thing to do is just block everybody and ignore it and tell people not to tell you what they're saying. And finally, people will give up. But being human, that just kind of makes it hard to do because, we want to know what's being said about us or whatever. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can. Okay, I'm going to try to leave the broadcast on the other one. Hopefully, this one doesn't go down too. Okay. What do you know? I figured that part out. If I'll drop that link again in case anybody is wanting to come up. I don't know if Gypsy is still in here or not. Kaz, if you have any trolling or doxing or swatting or anything like that experience, you can come up and talk to. Like it's literally open panel for anybody that, not even if you've had the experience, if you have advice or you know somebody that was, how it affected them, just anything. That's very true, Grandma. I'm the same way. Like, I will trust people until I just see or feel that I no longer can. And as far as like me being doxxed or anything like that, like I'm already way too open with everything. Like, if somebody wants to start spreading rumors about me, I'm hoping it's more exciting than what my everyday life is. At least I can be entertained by what people are saying about me. They want to put all my information out there. It's pretty much already out there anyway. Me neither, Kaz. And it's all about hate. Like, all the cyber crimes and, in person stalking and stuff, it is literally a hate crime. It really is. And I don't know why there is no law. Well, I can't say there isn't any. There is a couple of laws that turn some things into a hate crime related to trolling and doxing and stuff like that. But it never really sees its day in court as a hate crime. You do a really good job at that too, Grandma. I always love it when I'm in a chat with you. You're just one of those people that no matter what's going on with somebody's life, they can just feel comfortable and literally feel that you truly do care. That goes a long way. I go from chat to chat. I've been going into a few new ones lately, where they share out links and a whole bunch of different stuff to help channels grow. But I have my select few chats that it's like family. The rest of them are mostly just entertainment purposes only. Hey, Alice. That's true, Grandma. It really is. One side says something and the other side, I get the fact that everybody wants to defend themselves. I mean, I've gotten to the point to where I myself have said stuff to defend people. But, reality is you just make a video, state the facts, show the receipts, and, give it like 5 hours for them to actually see it, then block them and walk away. But that ain't going to happen. Humanity itself is not going to allow us to do that. Well, Misty, if you ever feel like you can't speak up in this channel, you need to tell me or you need to tell one of the mods, and we will take care of the problem. Like, I don't have anybody blocked over here, like, at all, because with this channel, I feel like both sides of everything, no matter what it is, could need the resources and stuff that I have up. But with that being said, I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit either. Somebody starts shit, they will get blocked. And if anytime you have like an issue or somebody's, saying something to you over here or anything, just point it out to me or a mod and you won't have to, you won't ever have to worry about that over here. Nah, chaotic. Grandma's not leaving. Me and Ray got her. we got her on that string. We reeled her back in the other day. That is their loss, Grandma. Like I said, you're well, I mean, obviously I care about everybody here and I want to keep everybody around, but you are one that I really and truly want to keep around because you always bring the happiness in. You always give people smiles. You always know the right thing to say. It's like you're literally like the chat room counselor for everybody. And then we got our security guard over here with chaotic and her nails. Mom of four boys, have you had any issues personally, like being doxxed or anything like that? Hey, Jimbo. Grandma, I think you and me both would go insane the day Chaotic ever says, I cut my nails. Like, that would be bringing on the apocalypse or something. Yes, Judo, you too. Hey. For those that don't know, Alice is the one that has the daughter that was being bullied by the teacher that we did some of the um, videos on. Luckily, she's been protected from being doxxed and stuff like that online, but she had the in person bullying thing going on. Judo, you know Jimbo's everywhere. It's like the conversations never really truly end, they just have a different host. I don't know that I want to stop you per se, Jimbo, but I do want to watch you. I do want to watch you try that. That's funny, Judo. Jimbo's just looking for some trouble tonight. Oh, geez. I was going to drop the link again, and I was trying to use the mouse on the other computer to drop it on the laptop. I don't think it works that way, right? Hey, Dar. Welcome. Glad to have you here. You'll soon figure out that this is basically just a random chat. No matter what topics we have, we end up usually going every which direction. You got a channel, I can get one of the mods to drop it. Oh, so the bullying is still continuing. We're going to end up having to do another live about that. Dar, if you want to, you can come up. I just dropped the link. I mean, the title of this is the trolling, doxing, and swatting because that's what I had just did the series on. But it can go into in-person stalking, things that anybody has had to deal with to prevent it. You know, if you got protection orders or whatever, or in-person bullying. Just this channel, it always ends up going back into other things I've had. So may end up having domestic violence coming up or substance abuse or anything like that. It's literally just a chat to discuss the issues. Yeah, we'll do a live later, Alice, and you can tell her whole story and everything before you end up going up there to talk to them. That way it's already out, and we can I can pull up all the resources and stuff of who to report it to, all the school board and senators and all that stuff again. That way you can just tell the school, it's already publicly known. They have to fix it. Missy, you can later go back to the lives or the videos that I did about, I think it's called something like disabled child being bullied by a teacher. There was two or three of them up on that about contacting the Chickasaw governor, different things that was done for that. She's still in the Chickasaw class as far as I know, but there's literally like a few videos up about that kid. Hey Dar, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather.
Oh, I hope you get to feeling better.
Well, yeah, I'm on real powerful medicine and all. So, yeah, I have been bullied a lot, cyberbullied, and I I did something stupid, I kind of like, oh, I'm going to tell them off, with my mouth. And the more I did that, the more worse it got.
Yeah, that's usually a side effect, but it's only human nature. Like
Mhm.
I can't I can't find anybody that has literally just blocked or banned or and walked away and been done with it. Everybody always goes into battle before they realize to block, and then by then it's way out there and crazy.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just like completely over it. I'm just letting them be idiots. I'm just ignoring them and you know, basically laughing at them.
Yeah,
You
sometimes
know.
that's the only thing that works, honestly. I mean, I hate to say it because I'm always over here giving out resources and contacts and trying to help people find a solution to stuff. But through all of my research on this topic, literally the only thing that was advised is just walk away. And to me,
Yeah.
that's not really an answer. There has to be more. I think if it happened to me, I think I would just literally be sending them links for helplines, resources, domestic violence, substance abuse, because I wouldn't really know what was going on in their lives to
Mhm.
really make them do the things that they're doing. But I know that there's some underlying issue. So I would probably just be like swarming them in a whole bunch of resources and links until they got tired and, gave up.
Right. Yeah. Well, alls I did was they came into my channel and I gave them 3 strikes, like
Yep.
baseball. And the third one, I just said, "Okay, this is it. Goodbye." And I banned them. And it all just started that way.
Have they taken it real life or has it just stayed on?
No, they called the police on me, and not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4. And, they are trying to get me banned from my places where I like to go visit, you know, stupid stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. And whether they like it or not, well, that's their problem, not mine.
Okay. Well, when things end up um, going real life, the things that I have scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you can do an online complaint form, and they
Already did that.
you did.
Hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say because I know of 3 people so far that have done it and got positive results. And it with them, it's not a YouTube thing; it's a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
But they have actually reported and got good results out of it. So
Well, that's good. That's good. These people actually found my phone number and was calling me, harassing me, sending me really, really mean, nasty texts and stuff. And I'm like, who are these jokers? But I
that
literally had to change my number.
that is horrible. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that you're going through that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Since I changed my number, no problems.
That's good. That I'm glad you're getting that little bit of relief.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is something just as simple as changing a phone number. And I don't say that lightly.
No, no, they can because I have a PO box and they have my address for my PO box. So they've been sending me some stuff. Like I've been getting okay, I'm going to be honest here. When I do my show, I like to be I like to drink my beer in a wine glass.
Ain't
And
nothing
I
wrong with
know,
that.
yeah, I know. I know. I drink my crappy ass beer and have a good time. We talk about anything, topic, whatever. I don't have a specific topic every day, you know?
Well, that's kind of how this chat is. It has
Yeah.
a topic and we discuss it a little bit, but then we just kind of go into whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they dropped your link and stuff, so we'll
That's
be.
okay. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started this years ago. I would come on like once a week or whatever and do whatever, just talk. And I had nobody. I mean, nobody. And then I started getting people because I started watching another video of somebody else, and I had my opinions about this other channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to bring their names up because I'm over and done with. They're down the road, out the window, basically. And then I got people, they were on my side about the same thing about these people, and then apparently we gained up on them, and they think they know everything. They think, oh, they're better than us, you and me. We are peons.
Yep. Hey, the Morgan Mess and Erica. Um, the Morgan Mess. Have you been? I'm kind of missing chat here a little bit.
Yeah,
If you have anything going on with you about this, you can come up in a little bit and discuss it too.
I won't keep you
Oh
long.
no, you're good. You're good. You can talk as long as you want.
Oh,
I
okay.
I, I literally have nothing else to do tonight, so I'm good. But I was just telling the other one, if they've got a story or anything that needs to be told, they're more than welcome to tell it here because I am very neutral. Like I see the stupid shit and I call out the stupid shit, when I see it. But oh, I respect that. I respect that the Morgan
The
mess.
Morgan mess. Who is the Morgan mess? I know he's been in my room, or they have been in my room once or twice. I have nothing bad to say about them because I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I'll say they're new here too. Because
Yeah,
I've been
so.
going into the other channels where they post links and stuff. So I've subscribed to a lot of new people, and I've had a lot of people subscribe to me from there. But I mean, I don't know them yet. Just kind of like you, I don't know you yet, but I will
Mhm.
get to know you. Hey,
Right.
John Deere girl, Sandy says.
Um, who was the Eric? No, who was that? Okay, I missed it. Okay, Misty Rose. Okay, I missed it too.
Yeah, it was dropped. I don't remember which one of the mods dropped it, but it will get dropped again.
Oh yeah, go. You have my permission. No problems.
because that's what we do over here too. Because I go to a lot of channels that basically at this point it's just like family, and
Hmm.
so everybody just kind of drops everybody's channel, and then we chat hop all day and all night.
Ringleader, yes, Michael Morgan. Oh, what a nasty person.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't come across that name with any of.
Oh, you
I,
don't,
I
you
don't
don't,
want to.
no. He's mean, he's nasty, vulgar, and every other word comes out of his mouth is a bad, foul mouth.
Yeah, some of these people that's in here, um, they've got like the same people problems, but it's somebody else. So,
Hmm.
I mean, the bright side is it's not just this group or that group. I mean, this is an everybody issue, and together we can make a difference.
Yeah,
We can figure it out.
right. And all I want to do is just have fun. I don't want to make this is not a career, you know. This is all
Exactly.
for fun. And I have nothing bad to say about anybody else. Well, I do have, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say anything because
Say we all do.
I don't want her to come find me and follow me in here, and
Yeah.
mess you up.
Oh, I have a block button. I I mean that I'm neutral. I don't block anybody because of the stuff that I cover on here. And my thoughts are the people that's doing this stuff really do need access to some of these resources. So
Mm,
far, I've been lucky, and nobody has really come in here starting anything. I think I have like one person blocked, um, and I don't even remember the reason. It was on one of my racism shows.
that's
And,
another thing. Yeah.
yeah, and so I'm not even sure if they're blocked. They may have just been timed out, but
Hmm.
haven't been back. Haven't had no issues. So
Right. Yeah.
we
Well,
just
Mom of four boys knows what I'm talking about, so she knows
okay.
everything. She's been with me for a long time, and she's 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 right there.
Yeah, I've known her for a little bit now.
Yeah. And Michael Morgan killed Dirty Bird, Robin. I know. Yeah. So these people play with dolls, and they're 55 years old, 64 years old. They play with dolls. I'm
Wow.
laughing about it.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I can see that point. Like I can see that other side. But I'm 42 and I have so much more things that I can be doing with my life than playing with dolls.
Uh huh.
You know,
Hello.
like at some point, people literally have to just grow up.
Well, this other person besides the Morgan mess, who he's talking about, is she's 64 years old, and she asks you not to talk about her, don't bring her name up, and that yada yada yada. But yet it's okay for her to bring up your name and say, gossip about me.
Hmm.
You know,
And if you
you
look back, most all the people that do the doxing and trolling and swatting and stuff like that, that's exactly how they are. It's all about them. They want to be able to say what they want to,
yeah,
and they don't want it in return.
right.
And Jimbo, I don't know if he is still in here or not, um, but he has went through so much shit with a couple of other creators that it's not only a toll for him, but it's like it even affects me. I'm an empath, so
Mhm.
like I literally feel like everything, and I'm there to support him. I see what they are doing wrong. I have called it out. I've called it out on this channel before. He is an amazing guy, and they want to say some
Right.
horrific things about him.
Mhm.
No, that's not okay in my book.
No, it's
You want to
not.
call if you want to call somebody out for certain things, make sure that you have proof of it, and then
Mhm.
don't stop at calling them out. Do something about it. You know,
Right.
not real life go to that person, but there's plenty of places to report it and make sure a case hits the courtroom. Like,
Mhm.
don't just start the drama. Like,
Right.
that's all it is they're drama seeking.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's what people want. Every time I go on, that's what they want. They want the drama, drama. But lately, I haven't really been saying anything. I said something last time. I don't, but I was saying it fun, funny type,
Mm-hmm.
like laughing at them,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't like it.
No.
So, oh no, she didn't
How
like it.
you know that's the worst thing you can do? Like,
I'm
I'm
just
not
giving her
joking,
stuff. Like,
obviously, but like I wouldn't take it into a laughs. I would literally. I have no filter, so I would literally be like,
oh,
okay, you didn't talk
I
to
said
me for laughing. Let's go.
I said some choice words, I did, but still, it's like I'm just giving it what she's given to me. I'm giving back to her, you know. But this past week, I haven't been on. I haven't did a live myself since Monday, so I don't know exactly when I'm going to do another live. I'm taking I'm walking away from YouTube for a little bit, taking a break. Every now
That's
and then, you
needed.
have to do that.
Yeah, that's needed. And Sandy says that I'm glad that you're enjoying that series. I've actually got some things that I'm gonna not really like continue that series with, but while I'm doing some of the other series, I want to be kind of dropping videos on being an empath because that is something that is literally ongoing and so many of us, have to deal with. But I've got like some cleansing rituals, some meditations. I have like a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be dropping for that part of the series too. So hopefully that'll help maybe clean some energies around here.
Oh yeah, I found out on my cell phone, if I can do an interview, somebody could come on my cell phone and be like this,
Oh,
talking.
how cool.
Yeah, it's I think for some reason I'm like I need to use it to like I'm a test dummy, not dummy, but a test person. I've never used it. I don't know how to use it. They send it to me and I'm like, well, how do I do it?
I don't know, but I'm game on being a test dummy too. So I'm gonna drop my email, and if you want to email me, I'm willing to help you test that out
Okay.
because yeah, that's pretty much just what I do.
Yeah.
I have no filter, I have no boundaries. I'm just here. So but
Just like me, that's what I'm doing. I say good morning. Sometimes I have a morning. I haven't had a morning show in a long time, but I have a morning show, coffee time. Then I have or I might have an iced tea afternoon. Then 5 o'clock somewhere, either a frozen margarita or, you know, a beer or two.
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, more than two, but at least I love my beer. So
There's totally nothing wrong with that.
it's funny though. This is the last thing I'm going to say the the Morgans. I drink my crappy ass beer, but they can drink their wild turkey at 7:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those double standards.
Mhm. That's it. A double standard.
Yeah. Chaotic. She has a really good show, and uh, there's some drinking and stuff too, like between her and one of her friends that does a show, and it's like I remember watching that one show, but the only takeaway I got from it was don't mix bananas and alcohol. Like I've been thinking, like I've literally been trying to think, what the hell was that show about? Like I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. But takeaway from 3 hours or so, just don't mix bananas with it.
Right. Yeah. Right now I'm on heavy medication, antibiotics, so I can't drink for like
Hmm.
another week. So it's like, oh, Super Bowl Sunday, I have to drink tea. Ugh,
Yeah,
I will be fine. I will
yeah,
get through it.
you will. You can when the mods and stuff start dropping the links in here, any of these links, if you click on them and you do subscribe
Mhm.
to them, you will literally be more than welcome in any of their chats. Like,
Okay.
they're all friendly,
Mhm.
safe places. Like, you
Same
know,
for me. Same
yeah,
for me.
it's
Just
like I
just
said, for most of these here, I mean, we've got some new ones in here that I don't really know, but will get to know. Is it becomes a family? It really does.
oh, I know. My room is my channel is like a family. We all know not we don't know each other, but we're, you know, it's just like, okay, well wait, like if I say, okay, I'm going to be on Tuesday afternoon at this time, they all try to come back and hang
Yep.
out. You
Yep.
know, you guys are more than welcome to come on into my channel at any time. Just I have this one rule: be nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the solid rule in all of our chats.
Hmm.
Just be nice, be respectful, and we always expect stupid to come in.
Hmm.
There's always a stupid that comes in somewhere,
Always.
but mods are great. They don't tolerate any bashing or somebody's getting bullied in one of these chats or anything. Like, it's stopped immediately.
Yeah. And Alice, I understand. I 100%, honey. Yep, that's it. Thank you. Hi. Was it? I can't even see it.
It's the channel is never silent, but
Yeah.
um yeah, I was gonna
Eating
say
time.
I I'm not sure exactly where I found you. I think I'm already subscribed to you.
Actually, one of my regulars sent me a link to you tonight, and she said, "Are you on your computer?" I said, "Kind of, sort of." She goes, "I have. You need to go watch this lady right now." She goes, "She's talking about trolls and stuff," and I like that picture, by the way.
Ah, thank you.
And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go. So here I am, and I was surprised. I actually, you know, got on camera real quick. I didn't realize you were on StreamYard.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to use the actual YouTube to go live on YouTube because then I can't see my chat and I can't get the link
Okay.
to let anybody come up or anything. So I have to go through StreamYard.
Okay. I haven't paid for StreamYard. I only use it, I guess, how many hours you can have it for a month. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
haven't paid for mine either, but I did hear about a little trick. Um, Army vet was telling us about it one day that you can pay for it 1 month and you can go in and you can set like your backgrounds, your pictures, like all
Mhm.
of it, and then just not pay for it anymore and delete the stuff that says powered by StreamYard, and
Mhm.
it'll revert back to like whatever you have set.
Hmm.
So I think I'm going to end up trying that.
Okay. Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Where are you at? What are you in the United States? Are you in?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay, Oklahoma. Okay, cool.
Yo, over
How's the
here
weather?
right now, it's actually pretty good. We've had kids outside playing and everything today, but they were talking about some more snow trying to come through, but I haven't
Ooh.
seen it, haven't felt it coming yet, so maybe it's going to miss us.
I think I have a friend that
Hey,
lives in
Samantha. Hey, Mountain Girl.
Reno, Nevada, and they were getting 3 inches of snow today or tonight.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it pretty bad a couple of weeks ago. Like, I was literally off of work for like a week because I won't drive in it. I hate driving
Hmm.
in it. So, yeah, I was off for like a week with it, and it's crazy. Here, though, we get like half an inch on the sidewalk, and they shut down schools and everything. But yet, we get tornado warnings, and they still expect the kids
Hmm.
to go to school.
Well, you are in the tornado alley,
Oh,
aren't
yes, we
you?
are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So, well, I'm gonna let you go. So somebody else wants to come on.
Okay, it was nice meeting you, and hope
Nice.
you
Well,
stick around to um, be part of our little group here.
I will. I will. I'm gonna go back and um find you again, and then I'm going to give you a thumbs up, and I'm going to subscribe.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And so you already found me, right?
Yes.
Wow.
They've been the mods. They're
Okay.
pretty quick on dropping
You
links.
go, mods. You
Yes,
rock.
I have some
Mods, you rock.
mods here.
Clap for the mods. Woohoo!
Yes, they are awesome. Couldn't do it without them.
Yes. All right. Well, take it easy.
Will do. You too.
All right. Thanks. Have a good
Uh-huh.
night, everybody. I'll probably come back and I'll be in the chat room.
Okay, that works. We'll see you
Okay.
there.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay, I just dropped the link again if anybody else wants to come up. That's good though. Yeah, I've been going into some of these other chat rooms and stuff where they help promote the channels, and they actually do a really good job. I found quite a few decent people. I found a couple of weirdos too. Like, can't forget the weirdos, but um, found some decent channels and stuff. So hopefully our community over here gets to be a little bit bigger, and then passing everybody around, give people some safe spaces to go with all of this crazy stuff going on. Yeah, she does seem like she's amazing. She's got really good energies to her. But I want to say, until somebody wants to come up or whatever with this issue, back to the bullying thing. I missed some of chat. If anybody wants to come up and talk about being bullied or dealing with somebody bullying, somebody or anything like that, this topic, it goes deeper than just like doxing and stuff. Everything is connected. And I was looking at some stuff um, when I was doing the research for the swatting and stuff. And it's like one guy ended up getting a life sentence for simply doxing somebody. And I say simply, I don't mean that lightly. But he decided that he was going to dox this little old lady, and I don't exactly know like what all he put out at first, but the cops was like watching him, like they knew who he was, and he ended up doxing her or the last four numbers of her social security. It wasn't even the full social security; it was the last four, and it went to court, and he ended up getting life for it. I found that kind of amazing, honestly. Okay, we got Alice coming up. Oh, I need to quit using the mouse on the laptop. It doesn't work. Hey, Alice.
Hey, never. Just a little warning. My granddaughter is watching Minnie Mouse in the background.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about what was going on with my daughter because you helped me last time because I had seen some of your videos about bullying. She came home Friday and was really upset and sad. And I asked her why was she so upset. And she told me that the little boy that had been picking on her before, um, which you know a little bit about that situation, has started picking on her again. This time, he's taking her belongings and he's throwing them on the top of the school. Hang on,
Right.
hang on, baby.
She can actual, or you can actually have her take pictures of it on her phone whenever she's at school and the stuff is going up there. Have her take pictures of it on her phone, even if she can't see the item that's up on top of the roof, just to get a picture of the location on the roof. And you can turn that over and press theft charges because it's literally stolen property. Once it leaves her hands, he takes it away. It's stolen property.
He had snatched some candy that she had just purchased and snatched it out of her pocket because she wasn't eating it. She was bringing it home to share with her nephew and her niece when they got here. And she was like, Mama, I just can't stop him. So I went to the principal. This time she actually did go to the principal, but I do think that I'm going to call up there Monday and have another discussion with him.
I would. I really would. And make sure that even if she can't see the items that's thrown up on top, she can step back and get the general location of where the items is. That can be pressed as robbery if he knocks her down or anything in the process of trying to take an item from her. That can be assault charges. I mean, there's a lot that can be done with it, but she's the one there, so she's gonna have to get the location like in a picture. And then the police can order them to remove the items from the roof or whatever, document what was up there. She can identify them as hers. And then you have the right away that would lead you right into pressing charges.
Okay, because from my understanding, this kid is also a couple of years older than her, too.
See, that makes it even worse.
Yep, because my daughter is 17.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got all the paperwork and stuff with her disabilities and stuff to say that in her mindset, it's also younger. So
True.
his age, being a couple of years older, in reality, may be 7 or 8 years older.
It's not bedtime yet.
Daylighting the way home.
Sorry about that. My
Oh,
daughter was coming in here to get some stuff for the grandbaby. She was going to watch Minnie Mouse again.
oh yeah. Can't do without Minnie Mouse.
Oh no, that's like a lifeline.
See, Minnie Mouse should pay me because I could literally, if they would sponsor me, I could talk about Minnie Mouse all day long.
I believe that. I'm laughing, but I believe that.
There is nothing wrong with Minnie Mouse.
No, there's not. There's
nothing wrong with Betty Boop either. Like they could even sponsor me. I can go all day about Betty Boop. But let's get off of that topic. I end up getting myself in trouble here.
I won't tell.
But lighting the way. If you want to tell your story, you can come up here in just a little bit. And
why don't I go ahead and get down so somebody else can come up?
I'm not rushing you. Like that this is going to be an ongoing thing now. People's going to think I'm rushing them. I'm not rushing anybody that is on panel. I'm simply saying it to somebody that's in chat so that they know there's a space available if they want to have a voice.
Well, they might need to have their turn now because they may back out of it. Because, there was a couple of times you tried to get me up to talk about other things that you had a live about, and I just couldn't do it. I wasn't ready to talk about it.
Yeah, well, this is now your initiation into it, so you see it's not that bad. And you've been in here, you see that everybody is supportive. So, maybe on the next live that I randomly do.
Well, I can't really see what anybody else is saying. And I think that's why I like the chats a little better, because I can actually see what other people are saying too.
Yeah. Well, obviously I can see chat, but I have to pull up my phone because it comes up faster on the phone than it does on StreamYard. So if you're like on a tablet or something, you can pull up chat on the phone and still see what they're saying. Right now, they're discussing Minnie Mouse.
Well, there's nothing wrong about Minnie Mouse. As a matter of fact, we just got a new Minnie Mouse doll.
Yeah, there
It
is
was a little bitty figurine, but it's still cute.
there is nothing wrong with Minnie Mouse at all. I mean, I don't know. Mickey might have some stories to tell, but
who knows? Well, I'm going to go ahead and let the other person come up. So I'm going to get off. Never. Thank you for listening to me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And Kaz is saying that putting his hands in her pockets is violating her body. So that would go along with the sexual harassment.
Well, Kaz, earlier this year, my daughter was having problems with this one kid at school. He started smacking her in areas that he should not be smacking, such as, I don't know if this is appropriate to say, her breast.
Yeah, that's YouTube appropriate.
He was smacking her on her breast and grabbing her face. He was basically sexually assaulting my 17-year-old that has a disability. She is visually impaired. She has mental health illnesses, and she's developmentally delayed. So even though her body is 17, her mental level is about like a 12-year-old.
And she has a rod in her back from a surgery last year.
Yes, she's had multiple surgeries. So this is still continuing. The boy had in-school suspension for when he was sexually assaulting her. He had a week of in-school suspension. But there's other things with this boy that I think that they need to address with this other child. I think they need to get him some type of help because he's continuously doing this stuff to her. And I don't know how many other girls he's doing this to, or if he's doing this to any boys, but he seems to be picking on my daughter a lot this year. And even some of her male friends have actually stood up for her and said, hey, you don't need to be doing this to her. Some of her female friends have stood up for her and said, look, you don't need to be doing this to her. It's wrong. And this kid keeps doing it over and over and over again. And she's been going to the teachers. She's been going to the lunch lady. She's been going to the counselor. She's been going to her principal. And they're not doing anything about it. And whenever I saw her crying this Friday, she told me about it, and it was after everybody had left from the school. So I couldn't call the school to speak to the principal about this. So I told her I would call them on Monday morning, and I would let them know that this is still continuing.
Yeah, Kaz is saying, "Oh, my heart is pounding and my eyes are tearing up. I have a 20-year-old daughter on the spectrum, so I feel your pain."
I'm so sorry.
You know, before you go to the school, I will print off some resources that they can give to the family of the child that is doing this. They probably won't want to accept them. You'll probably just have to lay them on their desk and say, give it to them and then walk away. But one thing about public schools is they have their counselors and stuff there, but literally anybody can walk in off the streets and apply for a counseling job because at a school. Um, they don't really require that much of schooling or training or experience or anything like that for a school counselor. Um, they try, to get somebody that's certified or whatever, but state law here in Oklahoma, a school counselor can just literally be a janitor that moves up into a counseling position. And a lot of times when something like that happens, and I'm not defending the counselor in any way, but a lot of times when they haven't had all the extensive training or done a lot of research to find community programs and stuff that can assist them outside of the school, they really have their hands tied. Like they don't have the resources available to them. So I will print off quite a few. I'll do the domestic violence. I'll do the substance abuse. I'll make a little packet of all the resources because I mean, even with the bully, I feel both sides of it because for a bully to be bullying, their life is miserable. They have underlying issues that's not being addressed and they're taking it out on somebody else. That's the reason I don't really block the opposite side to things because I know they need help. So maybe if we get them a packet, with some additional resources and stuff, or at least a counselor, maybe try it that way too.
Well, with this young man, I do know that there are some other underlying problems there, but I can't address those because it's not in my place to address those. The only thing I can do is bring it to the attention of the principal and hopefully get the boy some help that he needs.
Exactly.
I'm hoping when I do speak to them on Monday that they'll actually start getting him more help.
Okay, Grandma Watches, if I don't see you back over here, I'm sure I'll see you in someone else's chat. I get those little minions to bed. I feel you. But yeah, I mean, I won't do like an extensive packet, but I will print up a couple of things because this issue has gotten bigger than just being the two kids. I mean, the school has been notified, it's come out public on Facebook. We've gotten the Chickasaw governor involved. We've gotten state representatives, state senators, the mayor, the school board. Um, the only thing that's basically left to do is give them accesses to more resources that they could use and to press criminal charges.
Well, I'm really hoping that it doesn't come down to the point that I have to press criminal charges. But if necessary, I will do that to protect my daughter.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know, because with this other kid, him smacking her and stuff in those certain areas, yeah, hormones and a whole bunch of things, play into that. But anybody that's in here that has the true crime and stuff like that, when people act out on certain things, it's because they have lived certain things or seen certain things. It might just be a friend or something that they witness. It doesn't necessarily have to be them. But for him to be doing that kind of in a way tells me that he has went through some type of abuse or perhaps seeing his mom go through abuse that she never reported, or some kind of underlying issue like that, which is really sad.
Well, with my understanding of how this little boy is, I do think that that is a great big possibility, but I also think that he's got some kind of trauma his own, because he's he's constant with his bullying, very constant. So um with just the little bit of information that I do know, I just think that maybe a male role model in his life needs to speak with him about the do's and don'ts of how you treat women. Like, you don't lay your hand on them. You don't lay your hands on anybody. You respect their space. Everybody has their own personal space bubble. Maybe he doesn't understand that, and he keeps violating her personal space bubble with putting his hands on her, taking her belongings. That's her stuff. She earned that stuff, you know.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, there's back, growing up and being in school, I remember boys and stuff picking on girls, and then the whole boys will be boys thing come out, and then um, teachers would tell the girls, "Oh, they're just picking on you because they like you and they're scared to ask you out." And I mean, I remember this back from like second and third grade. Like, how can a teacher tell a kid, "Oh, this boy is being mean because he likes you"? And like second or third grade, like, no, that's totally the wrong way. But the generation now that has these kids that's in school and they're being bullies and stuff are the same ones that was in the generation of teachers telling them that it's acceptable.
There were some kids, when I was in school, there were some kids that were picked on. I was one of the kids that got picked on. When I was in junior high, this boy walked past me with a wad of gum in his mouth and shoved it in the top part of my hair. And it was down to the root. And I'm talking about, it wasn't just like one or two pieces of gum. Nah, this boy had chewed a whole pack of Hubba Bubba. You know how thick those pieces are?
That those should be illegal.
And shoved it in my hair. My parents had to take me to go get my hair cut. And it was down to my mid back. And I had to have my hair almost completely cut off, because no amount of, they tried ice, they tried mayonnaise, they tried picking it out and just barely clipping the gum. It wasn't coming out. So I practically almost had to have my whole head shaved because this boy decided to stick a wad of gum in my hair.
Yep.
And it was so bad and I was so upset. My parents couldn't get me to go to school for a whole week because of it. I would not go to school. And he ended up going to this boy's house and speaking with this boy's father. And that's the first time that I had ever seen my daddy come home with bruises on his knuckles.
Good for your dad.
And I don't know what fully occurred, but I remember my daddy having bloody knuckles and bruises on his knuckles. And I remember my mama asking him, "Honey, what did you do?" And he said, "I'll talk to you about this later. I'll talk to you about this later. The children don't need to be in here." And to this day, I still don't know what my dad did. but I know that that boy never said a word to me since. We ended up going to, not only were we in junior high together, we stayed in high school together too. And all the way up until our sophomore year in high school, he never said a word to me. Wouldn't look in my direction.
Good on your dad
Nothing.
for that.
I,
More
I
kids.
don't know what my daddy did, but he scared the piss out of that boy.
Kaz is asking if the school has a counselor, and yes, they do. But this is the same school that my children was going to, and I'll let her answer too. But this is the same school that my kids used to go to before they started homeschooling, and this counselor is the one that told my son, um, you can deal with it. Don't Mexicans put up with a lot of stuff? That was when he was being bullied on the bus, and his sisters ended up kind of whipping that kid's ass and then took out the older brother too, because the older brother was on the bus and decided to just kind of let it keep happening. So my son is the youngest and he's got older sisters, so they they settled it really quick when the school wouldn't. But I haven't had any experience with this school for the past couple of years, so she can answer more into that about like what the counselor's like at this school.
Well, to answer that question, I don't really know that counselor um, enough to answer questions about them, but I do know over the years, uh, the school has reported to DHS that I have abused my daughter. They reported that I was not feeding my kid food when uh, she was diagnosed as being diabetic. No, what I was not feeding my my daughter at that time was ramen noodles as a snack, and I was not letting her eat that because what are noodles? They're carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates bad for? Diabetics. I wasn't letting her eat candy. Candy is bad for diabetics. I wasn't letting her drink pop. I'd let her have watered down juice, but that's almost just as bad as pop. But they called DHS on me saying that I wasn't feeding my daughter. And anybody can look at my daughter and tell the child gets fed. She weighs close to 213 pounds, 215 pounds. She's a big girl. She's going to eat. And in no way would I deprive my kid of food. No, I was depriving her of sweet snacks. I had apples, I had oranges. Yes, and that's a natural sugar, so that wasn't so bad on her. I also had carrots and peanut butter and nuts and raisins, healthy snacks. And I even had her some of the crackers and peanut butter, and I told her they were cookies.
Hey, you gotta tell kids a lot of things to make them eat.
I'd take them and I'd put them in like a jar and say, I got a thing of cookies, you can have some. She'd get her a cookie and she'd be happy, thought she'd done something. Then she realized, wait a minute, these are crackers. But still, they called DHS on me for that. Um, they called DHS on me one time because I had to cut her hair. I had to cut her hair. She had head lice. She was keeping head lice. Didn't matter how many times I used the lice treatment, sitting there picking bugs out of her head. She'd go to school. She wouldn't have a bug in her head. And this went on for like 3 weeks. So finally, I got tired of fighting it, doing all the laundry, picking out bugs, everything. So I cut her hair, and I cut her hair short. I mean, really short. she probably had like a pixie cut. And you know, pixie cuts have a tendency to be very short haircuts. They called DHS on me because I cut her hair.
But with that being said, every time we have stood up and said, we're going to report this incident or that incident, they get all offensive and then they end up finding a reason to call DHS back out. I
Yep.
guess in retaliation or something, so they can prove that they're all high and mighty. Um, just like with the Chickasaw class issue, they were wanting to put this kid in Spanish class. I'm very fluent in Spanish, and I can tell you that there is not one sentence in Spanish, if spoken correctly, that is slow. And they had learned like 3 or 4 words in a couple of weeks, and um, then they were trying to, the teachers, not the kids, the other teacher was trying to tell her that she wasn't going to make it in that class, that pretty much that she wasn't smart enough to succeed in that class. So when we took it to Facebook and took it to YouTube and got the governors and everything involved, they pretty much backed down on that aspect of it. But now they're literally just letting her get bullied by kids.
Another thing about her
Okay,
Chickasaw
Erica,
class,
take care of them
she
babies.
she actually has a C in her Chickasaw class when she was failing that class at the first of the year. She has worked her way from having an F to having a C in this class. And I am so proud of her. I remember um, every time she's made a really good grade in that class, she's gotten some kind of reward for working so hard. And I've even met her Chickasaw teacher, and she told me that uh, my daughter has made such big improvements and that she's doing so good in her class when everybody else was telling her she couldn't do it. And I said, I know my daughter, she had the determination. She wanted to stay in the class. And I said, we fought for her to stay in the class. And she loves it. She does. She loves the class. She loves speaking the language. She can say sentences now in Chickasaw. And
A video of her actually speaking a few of the words towards the beginning of the school year. I think it's on that live, but the live got cut off short. The signal went down and it was just on the phone, so it's not like a complete live, I guess. But that was at the beginning of the school year when they were really telling her that she wasn't going to make it. Hey, Alicia. Okay, you can continue. I'm sorry I interrupted, but you know me. I do it a lot.
eh, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I need to go check on my granddaughter. Um, so I'm gonna leave this. Do I just click the leave button?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, Grandma, that is also an issue. Like, this school does not take it serious at all. Like, they will not take a lice problem serious. And uh, certain kids, they get sent home and, told they can't go back to school until they don't have it anymore. And then there's some kids that can literally just go all year long and not be sent home one time, but it's obvious when they're crawling down their shirts, or you can just see it everywhere on them. And those are the popular kids or whatever. They don't have any issues with being sent home. And then the ones that are sent home, they return, they have to have their head check paper from the health department in order to return. And then the school will check them again that morning. And that's what was going on with her. Like, she'd be all cleared up and then get the note from the health department or the doctor's office or wherever. Then the school would check. And then that evening, she would be checked again and she would have it again. And when some of that was going on, they were like, well, you need to make sure that she's taking her showers and, basically saying that she was not clean when she really was. And the one of the popular kids, um, they had it so bad that when I had went up to the school, which, this is a couple of years ago, that it was literally crawling down their jacket. And I pointed it out, and I was told that it's okay. They've got it handled. Hey, Sub-Zero. And lice is an issue. It really is. And I'm not saying the people that have it are, nasty or anything like that. Like, it's not a lice bashing session, but they don't take it serious. There's a link if anybody else wants to come up and talk about being bullied, doxxed, swatted, anything. It is pretty much open discussion now. They really do, Misty. They really do. I know one of my aunts, when my cousin, he used to have like really long hair. Like, his hair was literally like knee length. And she would take him out in the backyard and run the water hose in a mud thing and put down a piece of plastic and have him lay on it and just put his hair down in the mud and like cover his scalp and everything with the mud, and that actually helped um, get rid of his lice problem. Hey, Gypsy, I just dropped that link if you want to come up and talk about what's going on with you and the doxing issues and stuff like that. Because the reason I've done this is, everybody needs to take back their power. It's not okay what other people are doing. And talking about it doesn't specifically help it, make it change or whatever. But, being in a supportive community and being able to tell what's going on with you, and, that makes a big difference on the personal level. And it brings awareness to it because you never know who's going to end up listening and then be like, okay, I can relate to this. What's going on with Alicia? I'm missing like a lot in the chat. I hope everything is okay, Alicia. Um, I was gonna say, Gypsy, you're a mod, so if you post, I don't exactly even really know who all is my mods. I've modded a lot of people because different people are in at different times. And hey, Magic Mouse. I was gonna say I can mod Alicia if she's not. Okay, I just modded you, Alicia. That way you can. Um, yeah, I've been trying to get different people modded and stuff because nobody's here. Like um, same times or whatever. And if I'm on StreamYard, I can't see shit that's going on. Okay, I have got to move the mouse that goes to the other computer because I literally keep trying to use it on the. You got something?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I didn't know if I was. I was over in the chats, looking at the chats.
No,
Okay.
I was gonna
Hey,
say,
everybody.
if you got something in the background,
Do I have what?
something in the background, I hear an echo.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I have a fan on.
No, I'm hearing myself.
I don't. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you still hear it?
Yep.
Wow, that's weird.
And I'm literally everything.
Okay, I turned my fan off. I wonder what it is. Maybe I should go out and come back in.
Maybe. Or I was gonna say I don't think I heard it there, but I don't know. I had everything shut on my computers, and I opened up my phone to mod Alicia, but I've got it completely on silent. This shit will come back up. We'll figure this out. We always do. I don't know if anybody else is going live or anything. Did we lose Gypsy completely? Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, I believe so. Okay, I'm going to mute for just a second. I got to deal with the kid, but you can go ahead and take control of the panel.
Okay, let me see if I can see chat here. Comments. Okay, let's see. Hey, Fuzzy B and Chaotic. Alicia, Sub-Zero, Misty Rose, John Deere, Magic Mouse, Grandma Watches. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? Yeah, it was an extra tab and it was my Cricket bill. Yeah, so ironic, my phone bill. Do I sound better now?
Yeah, I hear you really good.
Okay, good. Good to see you too, Sub-Zero. Well, I don't know how you want me to start. If you want to ask me questions, I guess would probably be better. I don't know how to start.
Well, I'm not really familiar with everything that is going on, so if you just want to say whatever, like I have no limits on anything that can be said here. It's your story. Like you don't have to hold back anything, and just whatever you're comfortable with. Don't feel like you have to, you know, get all personal and stuff about it, but you can if you want to.
Most everybody has pretty much already heard my story. I was over as a tiger in chat listening to Ernie, and there was a mole in our chat, and we were starting to discover who it was, and it was Southern Girl. And she, when we wanted to confront him in chat this particular night, she would time us out. And I guess that pissed her off. So she made it a mission to make me her number one nemesis, and just went on a rampage. And Ernie pretty much told me to leave, that she was part of a plan and he knew about the plan. And so it was me that was in the wrong for exposing her to him. And I thought I was having his back. So the next thing I know, I have a conversation with BDAC in chat about him offering to buy a washing machine for and a membership to the stand for Jen Mal South if she would troll him. And we've had this conversation numerous times, me and BDAC, and he claims, oh, it was just a joke. But we have seen that in execution with him funding it. So I had him on my channel to interview him about that thing. And in confronting him about that, I went and had and interviewed him, so everyone knew his background and they could go Google him themselves and see what his family is all about. And if you sit back and just watch like I did for a year, you can see it unfold in chat. All you have to do is watch the chat. And when I confronted him about Jen Mal South, he and Southern Girl posted everything about me and my husband on Southern Girl's wall. And I always started my channel, this is who I am, because my daughter was murdered. My oldest sister committed suicide by jumping off Pilot Mountain. There was a lot of stuff in my family that made the news. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide who I was, nor did I really want to. I am who I am, who I am,
Exactly.
So,
there's
you know
nothing
what I
wrong
mean?
with that.
Yeah. So, and if you look at my record, it's pretty obvious. It all happened in my 20s for the most part. I went through a horrible divorce. So there's like an assault on an asshole, a trespass in an asshole, a larceny of my plants from an asshole, and a stalking my kids of an asshole. You can really see, oh, okay, she went through a bad divorce. And you Google my ex-husband, you'll see why it was so bad. He had wealth and clout, and I did not. And so with that being said, I've always, pretty much been honest about who I am, what my past was, and where I am today, and how I got here. And being bipolar, I was wild in my 20s before I got the proper diagnosis and medication. So it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, what did you do in your 20s when you were in college, right? So, and then my husband and I had an altercation with my daughter, the one that was addicted to Percocets and was later murdered over it. We had an altercation with her where she was trying to get the baby, he's now 13, out of my husband's arms. And she was being volatile with him, and he didn't feel right about giving her the baby. So he panicked and jumped over the couch holding the baby in a football hold. And when she told the police about it, they charged, I think, him and me, or maybe just him, I can't remember. And then it was a charge, but not a conviction. I mean, once they knew what had happened, what had went down and all, again, it was just a charge. So, that they're exploiting that. And so, I mean, I can only explain it so many times. Everybody's heard my story so many times. They're probably, not even paying attention, but that's my story. And so when I've gone to her and asked her, what did I do that was so bad? She has hour-long lives about how she wants my skin to melt into molten lava in the pits of hell, just because I said, hey, Ernie, I think she's the mole. So that tells me she's a little off kilter mentally.
Oh yeah.
So I just quit fighting her about it. I'm like, I am who I am. It happened. So what? I can only if it bothered me, she would gloat. So why give her that?
Exactly. And whatever happened in anybody's past led them to be who they are today.
Yeah.
Your past, it's not like I can say your past don't matter, because it does. It really does matter, but not in a bad way, like people, want to take them and run with them. Your past matters because it's something that you overcame and you got to where you are. And without that, you don't know where you would be right now.
Right. Well, all I can say is don't piss off Southern girl. That's all I got to say about that. Everybody's, oh, she's so sweet and this, that, and the other. And okay, well, just don't make her mad is all I got to say.
I don't even really know her. I mean, like, I've seen her around and stuff, but like, I always hang out with basically the people we all chat hop with. And, I can't really say I keep my circle, tiny, because, it is expanding, but
right.
Yeah, I don't deal with the drama. And, I can hear it, and, I may not say something, but then they'll say, one thing that, like Jimbo being a coach, that whole issue. Like, yeah, I stood up, and I said what I thought about it, and nobody come after me, which kind of surprises me because I have no filter. But yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was really ironic. About a week ago, she came out with her story and said, now this is why y'all can't dox me, because it could put my child's life in danger. Well, it puts my child in danger too, and your child is not more important than mine.
Nope. I mean, we've all got kids, and it's just like being up here on panel and stuff. Everybody that's come up, if they've got kids in the background, or even animals for that matter, they need something, then yeah, everything on YouTube can wait. Children are what matters. And I don't know, them bringing kids into it and stuff like that, just for the fact of them lacking common sense and morals and values and everything that, I was taught to uphold in life. Like, for the most part, I just look back and see it, and it's just stupid. Like, I don't know. There's no answer for it.
Well, it seems like every time I look out for a creator, even if it was just my own paranoia, I mean, it's up to them to decipher whether or not it's of importance or not. But this past weekend is the last time I will ever do that again. Getting my head bit off because it turned out to not be something was degrading for me. I don't have to be doing this for somebody. I could be out here, with a job somewhere. I'm not making any money doing this, looking after somebody else. He's not my husband. I have a husband in here. So I have to put myself and my life in perspective now after this has happened to me, that I'm sticking my neck out and my family's neck out on the line for people I've never met. Why am I doing that?
Exactly. Like, I totally understand that. And it's all about self-care.
And then I get chewed out from the people I'm defending. It's like, what am I doing?
I love how that happens.
It's like, what am I even do? I bet I'd never do it again. I bet that was the last screenshot I ever take.
No, that's why I pick my battles that I get involved with. It's not really my
Yeah,
own
I'll
battle.
just go do laundry next time. you know?
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
you know, pretty much everybody that I know that has been doxxed or bullied or whatever, like I've said something about it at some point in time where I know the other people was in chat and obviously seen it, but you know, there are certain things that I will get very, very vocal about. And I have no filter when I go vocal. And it's just like the whole, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I was bullied or, you know, anything like that. But my issue with D-Boss, it because of the simple fact I was trying to help Mama T. Like I knew drama going on both sides, and yes, I was going from one side to the other, but I wasn't talking about people. I wasn't saying anything negative in any channel, and whatever I said in one channel, I would totally say in the other channel. And I had everything set up for Mama T. Like I had her a place to go. I had somebody that was going to help pay donations to get them into a home.
Awesome.
I had a food bank that was going to help supply the home once the other place got them into it. Um, I also had a place out there that was going to donate leashes, collars, dog food, dog bowls, things like that, that, you know, obviously they had to leave behind or whatever. Like I had all of this set up and I was low key kind of in contact with Mama T. Like she knew I was working on some stuff, but she didn't exactly know what I had lined up, which is basically the same thing that I've been doing with Sane and Sane. I had all that stuff for Mama T as well. And then D-Boss went and told her I was talking shit when I literally only said that YouTube can be family and family is about respect. That was my sentence. And that was me talking shit. And after that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going back to Mama's T's chat anymore. I'm not getting into it. Like, you know, if a subscriber wants to stop the host from actually getting true, honest help, then I have many other people that I can be helping. And like I proved that I can help people. Like Sane and Sane,
Exactly.
you know, I was doing the same thing for Sane and Sane that I was doing for Mama T. The only difference is Mama T wanted the cash apps.
Now, see, this makes me wonder about, what this dynamic is between all the powers that be in this machine that is running this thing. Because, my whole thing is when I go live and I talk about it, I'm wanting to find answers to and a solution and move on, not sit and gossip about her. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
that's not fixing a damn thing. And so we've done gossiped about it. Can we find a solution? And it sounds like to me, they don't want a solution.
They don't. They really don't. I mean, I'm proof that they don't because I had literally like 10 or 11 different solutions that every one of them was to help Mama T. Literally. It was gas for her car so she could look for a job. I had there was a couple of different places that said, "Oh yeah, we'll hire no drug test or anything. We'll hire just have her come over and give your name." Like they, crisis centers putting people in contact with jobs and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
a whole list of places that was going to help. Like with furniture and different kinds of things, and I literally got ran off. But that's because D-Boss knew I was legit and that I could help get her friend out of the mess that obviously can't get her out of the whole mess that she's in, but I could get her stabilized. And I was the one that they ran off like really quick because
So
they
this
want drama.
so this is literally organized crime, then, isn't it?
Exactly. The hosts on some of these channels, yeah, they're mean, they're dirty, they don't give a shit about anything or anyone except for themselves. But a lot of that is literally because of the subscribers keeping it going.
I've noticed the subscribers that keep it going are addicts too.
Exactly. You know,
It's
and
like
when I
they have found a common interest, and it's like, oh, you used to do that too. Yeah, me too. I used to, like ex partiers getting together and talking.
exactly. Yeah, Misty, I was aware of that too. One of the jobs that I had for her was a janitor at a school for like 2 or 3 hours after school had shut down. They wanted somebody to go in and just like sanitize the desks and stuff for the kids. And another one, it was a different, it was like in a nursing home or not really. I don't think it's like a nursing home. It's like an old assisted living place um, for to work in the food department. And both of those places was literally going to hire her on the spot to start that day. All she had to do was go in and say that I had sent her. That was it. Go in and say I had sent her, and she could have started both of those. I had a couple of places it was going to help with
What
utility.
was the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason?
There is no reason. Like that's the whole deal.
Like what? I mean, what did she tell you?
Nothing. That's just
Wow.
that's it. That my whole issue with this, because I had literally been in her chat and I said, I'm going to email you in a little while. I've got some information. Somebody in chat said, I hope the info is juicy or something like that. And I said, no. I said, I have a way to get her off the streets. That was all I said. Well, they closed down, and then I went over to Jimbo's, and I was in there for a little while, and I was writing up everything in the email while I was in there with Jimbo. Like, we was just chatting and stuff. I was making up this email with the phone numbers, addresses, different jobs, different places for donations for deposits, places that was going to help her with furniture, a place that was going to donate dog food and dog bowls and stuff like that. Like this was like a super long email. And then I simply said, YouTube can be family if you let it. And family is all about respect. Well, by that time, Mama T had already started up another live, and D-Boss went over there and told her that I was in Jimbo's talking shit. And that's literally all I had said at that point. Other
Yeah,
than,
I see D-Ball go from chat to chat. I see. Yeah, everybody can see it.
yeah,
Well,
well,
that's what I told BDAC. I was like, if you're going to menace, why don't you use a different fucking name? If you don't want me to say something to you, like if I'm in the grocery store and I see a kid put a candy bar in his pocket, I'm going to say, hey kid, take that candy bar out of your pocket. That's the same thing I was saying to him. It's none of my business what you do. I'm not pointing it out to say, I'm more morally, better than you. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, do you realize there's a consequence to what you're doing? That's all I'm saying to them. And so, as peer to peer, hey man, don't do that. Not that I'm, putting you in a court of law or anything. I'm just saying, hey man, don't do that. And he flips out. I mean, flips out. I decided I'm private the live. I don't give a shit anymore. So, and you can see when I make one comment about maybe your wife needs to spend more time with you, you can see him come undone. His face turns 80 shades red. And I thought the guy was going to jump through the fucking phone at me. So I thought, okay, that's his Achilles heel. There's marital strife going on there, and this is where he comes to take it out on us.
yeah, and I mean that's how it is with a lot of people. That's the reason I don't block the other side. Like I personally don't have issues with them, and I've not seen them come in here and harass anybody that's been in chat or anything. If that happens, then yes, obviously I will have them blocked or whatever. But all the mods know, do what you think is right. Like, you don't even have to ask me. You see it, deal with it. But it's because I know that they have underlying issues, and I know that I can help them. And this
I
isn't me.
know, exactly.
This isn't me with a big
what
ego.
we're saying. We're not saying we're gonna put you on out in the firing squad. We're just saying as a community, do better.
Hey, Austin. Yeah, and I mean, when I'm sitting here telling people, like, I know I can help you, it's not me on this ego trip or
Exactly.
me patting my own back or whatever. It's just like, I literally know that I can get somebody help. It may
And
not be.
never silent. Let me say this too. And you know how to do shit. Some people, they just their anxiety, I'm scared to make that phone call. I don't know who to ask for. You know how to get shit done. My brother used to say, or he still says it, Granny survived the Great Depression because she knew how to do shit. And
Exactly.
that's the same concept.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't have any like law background or anything like that. I translate in courts, but I translate literally for everything. Every type of case that you can imagine, I have translated for. So I do learn the law. I don't have a degree, but I learned it. And I could literally probably go and take that bar exam and pass it. But with that being said, I've been in and out of the court system to know enough about, where the courts send people, how to get substance abuse hotlines or domestic violence resource. Like, I've learned it all through translating with the court. And
Knowing how to navigate the system is crucial.
exactly. And then growing up, my stepdad that raised me, he was a deputy sheriff. He was the night watchman, the bar bouncer, and the refuge security guard. So
Wow.
I've got law enforcement, in my background, and I would be in the car with him when he was patrolling the towns and stuff like that. Like, he was a really good role model, and he set me straight, from being like a 4-year-old kid on. So I know how to talk to people. I know how to talk to officers and paramedics and counselors and hotlines. And, so when I literally say I can help somebody, it's because I know I can. But D-Boss was trying to pass it out as though I'm literally just looking for a pat on my back. And I'm like, I don't even want to thank you. Like, literally, from the people that I help, I don't even want to thank you. I just want to see them succeed.
Right.
And that's what happened with D-Boss. She was telling Mama T that I was starting shit. And when I had switched back over to her lab, the only thing she said about it was, yeah, I know. Like, no, you don't know. You wasn't seeing what I said in Jimbo's. You're only going off of what D-Boss said, who apparently really wants to keep her down. And, she didn't say, oh, no, that person would never do this, or she just went right along with it. So I literally just highlighted my whole email and hit the delete button, and I'm like, fuck this shit. So the worst phone calls I had ever had to make so far is calling them people back to tell them not to hold those spots for her because it wasn't wanted. That was
Wow.
the worst phone calls I have ever made because they were for her. Like, she had them if she would have just took them.
So let me ask you this, because from whence I came, been an addiction, lived in boarding a house and that sort of thing, I gravitated to renting places where I knew no one would hold me accountable for my drinking, for my partying, um me being a heathen. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I was born, and raised Southern Baptist, so that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
My hedonism days. So I'm wondering, is that what's happening here? Does she think that if she starts to use the system, that means you can't do drugs and drinking. You've got to be sober when you go to these things.
It's a possibility. Now, I personally have not had any contact with Mama T over anything to do with alcohol or drugs. Like,
Right.
she hasn't come to me for resources, and I have not even offered her any resources for that. But I mean, yeah, it's obvious. Like, I'm not blind. I may not just point it out to her, but I'm not
If
blind.
it's not that, I'm wondering if it's sort of a codependency with her family members. Like maybe her husband can't function without her because of his addiction, or maybe her daughter can't function without her because of codependency.
I don't know. I mean, I've literally thought about that myself, but
It just seems like there's a lot of people dependent on her.
what I'm seeing though is, if what's been said is true, which you know only believe half of what you see and nothing that you hear. But I'm thinking that her husband is kind of functional. Like, I mean, he's
Oh,
obviously got a job and um, stuff like that. Like, from what I've heard, he's making good money. He could be paying for a home and shit, but they just want the cash apps. So I'm thinking that, and this is just my opinion, allegedly here. Like, I'm not accusing anybody of anything,
me,
but
I'm just
I
trying
think
to help.
I
I'm
think
not,
money.
I'm not trying to like judge anything because I've been through addiction myself, and I've had a horribly codependent relationship with adult children, and so I get it. I've been there. I only ask because I want to help, not because
Yeah,
I'm trying to
exactly.
judge.
Exactly. I totally get that 100%. That's why I'm saying this
I
is
am not
allegedly,
judging at all. I mean,
my own
I
opinion.
can totally get wanting to be fucked up every day with the life that I've had. I get it.
Exactly.
So,
But I think that her husband is capable of holding down a job, and from what I've heard, has a pretty decent one. I think he is able to pay bills and, stuff like that. But I think her thing is that she learned that she can just say I need this, and she can get cash apps. And my opinion only, but I think that she's trying to prove something to him. Like, I don't know if there's marital issues or whatever, but like, she's trying to prove that she's got other people that she can count on. Like, she doesn't just have to have him or something like that to kind of
that's interesting.
if I don't need you, it makes you want to stay,
Yeah,
kind of relationship.
yeah, I get
Basically,
that.
that's just kind of what I've picked up on. But
She
she could do
does.
the same thing with
She
a
does
job.
say. She does say they do it because they love me.
Yeah, but that's not love.
Yeah, maybe she's not feeling loved.
I don't know, but that's totally not love. Love is picking somebody up and sending them on their way. You doing something for somebody over and over and over, that's just insanity. That's not encouraging good behaviors. If you really love somebody, you help them, but you also help them learn to stand on their own 2 feet, or set on their own ass, one or the other, depending on the person. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just, I don't know. I think she really thinks that she's one of the popular kids, and
But if she got her situation straightened out, she wouldn't be taking her anger out on us.
exactly,
That's
and
why I
that's
want to help.
part of some of the resources that I was trying to get to her, was
Right.
for chat lines and stuff for mental health, or just counseling in general, to where she could just, like, this is what's going on in my life, give me ideas or whatever. And not all of them was like counselor lines. Some of them was peer lines, where you just go into a group and you put up a message and one of your peers answers you. Like, obviously, yes, there's counselors in those groups and stuff, but for the most part, it's just, like you and me talking. And, none of my resources that I had available for her was wanted.
Is this what they call hustling
Yeah, pretty much.
when you're working a street corner? Well, here we are in a street corner of YouTube, right?
Exactly.
And it's just another hustle on the streets.
Hey, Grizz, how you doing, bro? Yeah,
Like the guy who pulls up with the Cadillac and he opens up the trunk and he's got all these green suits. My dad is an undercover cop, and he used to tell me stories about hustles like that, or they'd have a jacket full of watches and they open up their jacket and
yo,
it's full of all these watches.
yo. My stepdad used to tell me stuff about that too, and he was like, one time he had went out on a call, and he it was going to end up being a public intox. This guy, kind of like an Ernie walking down the road kind of situation, and he was so messed up that he opened up his big ass jacket and he had guns on one side and knives on the other, and
Oh
he was,
my
yeah, and he was literally trying to sell the guns and the knives to the police officers.
God.
I was like, so that's why whenever I hear about the highway runs and stuff with Ernie, I'm not actually laughing because he needs help. Like, he needs help. But I always start laughing because I remember my stepdad telling me that story. And I was so wrong. I was like maybe 12 or 13. And I asked him, well, did you buy one? Oh my God, that was the worst thing I could have ever asked that man. But I was curious. Like,
That was so funny.
yeah, he said the guns had like pearl handles and like they were like
Oh,
really,
nice.
yeah, really nice guns and stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, did you buy one? I never asked the question again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess through time there's always been some kind of hustle, and I guess this is the new age, way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes no sense to me at all.
Mm-mm.
And it's just like um D-Boss had said one day that I could obviously she didn't know I already had a channel, but she told me like low key, not directed to me with my name, but she was talking to me, telling me that I should start a channel and ask for cash apps myself. And I was like, I do have a channel and I do post my cash app, but I also have a job. I don't depend on cash apps. But if I do receive any cash apps or PayPals or anything on this channel, I take it and I go and buy socks and blankets and food and stuff for the homeless.
Oh
Although,
wow.
now if I have anything put to my cash app, it's going to be for Sane and Sane so she can eat.
Hmm.
She's going to be off work for a few more days. But yeah, like I don't even plan like on keeping anything that I make off of YouTube. It's literally being converted back into communities that need stuff.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but she was like literally telling me I needed to start a channel and go get my own cash app so I wouldn't be so jealous over Mama T getting it. It was funny. I found it amusing. But I
Yeah,
got to mute.
we can't depend on our government. We've got to help each other and bring back community.
Yes, we do. I have to mute for just a second. My daughter come in, but
Oh, okay.
you can take control of the panel.
Oh, sure. I'll read the chat here. I see some Southern Baptists in the chat here. I keep seeing the word Southern Baptist. Let me see what all this does here. That's the key right there, chaotic. Can't help those that don't want the help at the end of the day. You know, I used to talk to people that, I would ask, when I was delving into my daughter's case and having to get in the streets and talk to people that I wouldn't normally talk to. I would ask, why do you choose this lifestyle? And it's almost like an adrenaline rush. A lot of it is they get addicted to the rush, the thrill, you know, of always, not knowing, I guess. I don't usually talk religion, and I don't judge anyone's beliefs because I feel each person has the right to make their own mind up. A place to put my beliefs on anyone. I agree. Um, I've studied a lot of different religions through my life. Mine too, who cares? But I was raised Southern Baptist and I have friends from Christian to atheist to Satanist. I do too. Yep. Hello, Charlotte's Webbing. Let's see here. Sandy says same. Alicia says Sandy says same. I sup with all sorts of sinners and just do my best not to waver. It actually helps you be more authentic and know who you are. Who cares? Everyone has to make up their own mind. There you go. Hey, Mars. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, Alicia. No, yes. How are we going to learn if we're with like types all the time? I mean, that's to me education. If you surround yourself with different people with varying education and social status, how else are you, going to like broaden your horizons, right? If you only read true crime and never read a comedy, could you imagine? I'm glad, Mars. Did you beat your nurse? I'm just kidding. I hope you're okay. They calling for snow up here. I wish it would. It's been warm. Expand your mind, yes. Sandy says, yep, that's me. And who cares? Lots of history and deep dives, not just what I was spoon fed. Absolutely. And getting different perspectives, I think that's why people are pulled into cults because they're so tired of the same old, same old. And it's, you think that you're a part of something. Snow is a dirty word. Yeah. It's fine. Make sure I read everybody here. Mm, I think all humans are judgmental, but most Christians do it to people they love out of fear. They are afraid any small sin will lead to a bigger one. They just end up pushing people away. Where she lives, they have more programs to help you get on your feet. She just needs the want to take care of herself. Austin, it's our nature. I'm well. Hope you are too.
Okay, I'm back. My daughter is so needy, she needed a shirt.
That's okay.
Just because she doesn't want to go look through hers to find one. It's okay. At least I know that my kids will always need me, even if it is just for my clothes.
Oh, that's sweet. Feels good to be needed, doesn't it?
Yes, my kids are my world.
I feel the same way.
Jeez, Mars, that doesn't sound very fun. Yeah, I fell asleep watching my phone the other day and I was holding it up above me so my cat could watch it with me. And I ended up dozing off and I dropped it and I cracked my right up at the top of the ridge of my nose.
Oh
And
no.
I just knew I was going to have like this big ass bruise there. But the only outcome is my cat looked at me like I was stupid.
I feel like my cat shoots me the bird when I'm not looking. I just feel like I feel it. I feel him shooting me the bird behind my back.
Oh yeah, my cat has an attitude as well. And he'll wait until I'm like almost done with an essay for school and then he'll walk across the keyboard and like delete it all. So now he gets really mad at me because I have to walk him out of my room when I'm doing schoolwork. He finds it offensive. Yeah, our kids are supposed to be Mars. Like I don't know. I don't see how people can mistreat kids and animals, and hell, I even consider my fish as my kids, basically. Like, I don't know. I don't understand some people that like to go around mistreating kids and crap.
Do you have a big aquarium?
Oh geez, I have a 250-gallon aquarium. I have a couple of 75 gallons, a 60 gallon, some 40 gallons, a couple of 10 gallons.
Let me give you an idea. I was looking for a channel last night in our community and I couldn't find one. Do you still need hours?
Mm-hmm.
You should put it on your fish tank and I would watch that and go to sleep. Just leave it on all night long. I would. A
I
channel where you can like go to sleep watching fish.
I could literally do that.
That would be a great thing. I would love to do that. I just really, really like watching fish, when I'm wanting to like wind down. It's hard to find a channel like that in our community.
Yeah, I could literally do that. Just set the computer in front of it on a desk and
And then go to bed.
just let them swim around for the night.
See, they're all saying they'd watch it. Yeah, I would too.
Okay, I'll start setting that.
That's fantastic. You have that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have all of my tanks set up right now. Um, right now, I've got the community one here in my room that it has frontosa, African cichlids. It's got haps, imbunas, and peacocks. All three of the Africans in it.
Wow.
Um, it's got shit. I don't even know, honestly. And then I have a female flower horn in another tank, and Pictus catfish, and like three tiny red devils
Wow.
in the tank with them. But I sold off a lot of them when it come to Christmas because my ass is always broke. But I mean, they multiply like crazy. So like before I started selling them for Christmas, I had 1,853 fish,
Holy cow.
and now I've got maybe about 150 or so.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. It,
Yeah, I would definitely. And you have it all lit up, of course, right?
yeah, I've got the lights and everything in it. I have to, whenever they start breeding, I have to add things unless I take them out and put them in another aquarium so that they can just spit the babies out there. But here lately, I haven't been doing that. I've been just letting nature take its course in the tank.
Yeah.
But I'm eventually going to. My male flower horn died. It, the big part on his head. It's actually called a cock, but he had his was like getting really huge, and then all of a sudden it started shrinking, and I have like no idea why. Like the water parameters and everything was like perfect, and
Mm-hmm.
he just died like
Well,
randomly. But I need to get another male one of those, and then I
Mars wants. Mars is asking, how did you count them all?
had very carefully. No, what it was is I had like all of my tanks set up, and I knew that I had like 10 adults in it or whatever. And then whenever they would start to go and the Africans, for the most part, they hold the eggs in their mouth for 3 weeks and then they spit it out. Well, I would help them at about 2.5 weeks or so. I would open up their mouth and get out the babies and then put them in a recovery tank for a while. So then I would count the babies and then move to the next tank and do the same thing, and same thing over and over and over. And we literally had tanks in every freaking room of this house except the bathroom. And then there was a few times that fish stayed the night in the bathtub. So yeah, it was like super crazy. But come Christmas time, it was great, like selling them off and stuff like that.
Seeing people excited buying them.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't all selling them off. Like, I would see on Facebook pages and stuff where, single moms was wanting to find like a gift for their kid or, something. So I would give them like a 10-gallon aquarium with some rocks and a couple of fish. And then that way, all they had to do is buy like the air pump and the heater or whatever.
Well, I would have done that.
Yeah, so like I donated quite a few of them, but then I sold a bunch of them, and I want to get an arowana again. Um, I had one and had to put him in a smaller tank, and he kept bumping his head up on the top of it until I could get him into the bigger tank. So I ended up selling him. But those at full grown, they're like $9,000.
How in the hell did I know you had fish? That is weird.
I don't know. I mean, some of
That
my
is like divine intervention giving you that idea. That is weird. When
yeah.
you clean them, is it like an all day affair when you try to clean them?
It used to be, but then I kind of got lazy, and so now I only siphon out the gravel and stuff like one time a month, and maybe about 10 gallons out of the big tanks,
Yeah.
and then I just add probably about 25 gallons of water because of evaporation and stuff. But yeah, before I used to take them out and clean it all and put it all back in, and it would be like a week to do it all. But
Do your tanks have themes like SpongeBob or Pirate? Does each tank have a theme?
no, not currently. Um, I took down the big tank. Um, these floors are getting like really weak in places, so like I took all the water weight off of them,
Uh-huh.
and so my 250-gallon tank is at my daughter's house with her koi in it right now. But I did have that tank set up as like a graveyard. It
Oh,
had
that's neat.
Yeah, it had like the gothic castle kind of thing that goes to the corner of it, and then I had a skeleton that I set up
Oh, that's
um,
neat.
in there around rocks, and then it had some little fishy RIP signs and different things that was going on in there. So it was like a little graveyard. And then I've had like an all yellow theme where it had like a yellow submarine. Hang on, baby, I'll be over there in a minute. Um, I had like that one going, and then I had one that had like teacups and a teapot in it for them to like hide in.
Cool.
I was working on setting up a Disney one for my daughter, but then she decided she didn't want the betta fish.
Mhm.
Um, I've had Oh my god, I've had so many themes. It's like it's crazy.
Etsy is a good place to get pet stuff. My grandson had a bearded dragon for a while, and I found the cutest sombrero and poncho, and it
Oh
came. I know it was so damn cute. It was so cute. They have neat stuff on Etsy for things like that. Where do
yeah,
you get your supplies at?
mostly on Amazon or eBay.
Mm,
I've bought from a few different places so much that I can literally order like one thing and I'll receive like 20 different things in the box.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll just throw different things in, and totally be like totally like mess with the fish, you mess with my kid. They're always getting like I get the frozen shrimp and stuff, and then I thaw it out and give that to them for treats. And like I've got one fish that he's like always a bully, like he's always chasing them around and making the other ones jump and stuff. But like I got it to where I'd put him in a net, still in the water, but just put the net to where he couldn't get to the other fish, and then I would feed them that shrimp, and
Mm-hmm.
he could like obviously smell it in the water and stuff. So then he would like go crazy looking for the shrimp after they had already eaten it all, but he didn't get one damn piece of it. So he ended up stop being a bully because now he realized, and fish do realize shit, like they're not brainless like a lot of people think. He knows that if he's a bully, he's gonna go in a net and they're gonna get treats. So he
Mm-hmm.
literally just he doesn't do anything anymore. He's really chill. That way
Well,
he
that's
can get it
good.
too.
Very neat. Do you live near the ocean?
No, I'm up here in Oklahoma.
Mm.
I would literally live in the middle of the ocean if I could, though.
I lived at the beach for a while, and unfortunately, it was one of those beaches where the water beats the hell out of you out here on the North Carolina coast. And I want to find a calm beach, on a maybe Daytona,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but most
Grandma,
of them,
I've had a couple of them do that too.
yeah.
And
I
the
think
beta fish, yeah, they're harder to keep in a sense, but also easier. The thing with them being harder is they're not very active to begin with, so you can't really tell if they're sick until it's almost too late.
huh.
That's true, Austin. And they like literally like freaking hibernate or something if the water gets too cold. I've I've had that happen to me with the heaters and walk into the room and they're like all floating on top or floating or like on their side on the bottom and you're like, oh shit, what the hell happened? Take them out, put them in a bucket, and then they start flopping around.
I bet it's real peaceful at night with the lights out and you turn on the fish tanks. I bet it's nice and peaceful. Is it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, with them being in my room, I have to unplug the filter whenever I'm on a live. But I mean, obviously, if I did a live of the fish, I would leave it running. But um, yeah, that's like my only issue with them. Other than that, hearing the water and stuff all the time, it is peaceful. It's relaxing. It helps with all the empathic abilities and shit. It keeps me level.
Yeah.
Yeah, koi will do that too. My daughter, she's got like a koi that's like 2 foot long now, maybe a little bit longer. And she went home one day and it was laying on its side. But it wasn't the fact that the water was cold because she doesn't even have a heater or anything in with the koi. But it just decided that it wanted to lay down and take a nap, and it freaked her out. I'll be
Our
glad.
our cat would try to get on top of the bearded dragon tank where the heater was. I thought that was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, my cat gets up on top of the aquariums all the time. The one in my room, it just has a little plexiglass thing over the top of it. And, it's got two of them, and like one overlapping the other. And he'll get up on one side, and then he'll like start scratching and rolling around, and it'll move it, and he'll like slide down in it. So he'll either have his head down in the water and his ass out of the tank trying to back out of it, or he'll be halfway in it and his tail will be in the water, and then the fish will be like trying to nip at his tail and he like goes psycho. But he hasn't learned his lesson. He keeps doing it. And then my flower horn, oh my god. My dog, my lab, he's a lab pit mix. And the flower horn I had he her tank was just sitting open on the ground. I was cleaning it out and he went to go get a drink out of it. Well, they have teeth. And she jumped up and got on his nose and he went running through the house with this fish on his nose. And he was trying to bury this fish under my pillow in my bed. And I had to get my fish off of my dog's nose and put it back in its tank. And I swear, for like a week solid, that dog would literally give that fish go to hell looks every time he walked past. Like, he knew it. And I've got a fish tank right beside the door. And when I open it to let him run out, he'll run or he'll slowly walk cautiously. And then he'll get kind of close to the tank and then he'll shoot out the door real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he learned his lesson. But talk about entertainment, had the grandkids and everything. They were like trying to chase a dog with a big ass fish too. I mean, she's huge, and it was like just stuck to his nose, and poor
That's
dog.
hilarious.
I felt so bad for him, but at the same time, I was calling him stupid because like who does that? But apparently, he does.
Sarah said her most viewed video or short was where she went to the ocean and it was like crabs or something. Or was it ducks? It might have been ducks. Or was it birds? It was something nature. So people love watching stuff like that. You know, like the animals being funny and silly. So next time grab your camera and get it on film and make
Exactly.
some money.
That would have been a viral video, but
Yeah.
like everybody's like, "Oh, fish can't latch on to." Oh, yes, they can. This flower has little tiny needle pointed teeth, and every one of them teeth went into that dog's nose, and she was flopping, and the dog was running. He was
There's
trying.
Sarah.
He was trying to bury her under my pillow, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I had to end up doing laundry and everything that night because like it was just a disaster, but it was hilarious. Like, and he still. This was like I want to say like maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago,
Mhm.
and he still remembers it.
She said it was ducks.
Hey,
Okay, it was
so
ducks.
yeah, ducks. Yeah, I know. Like whenever I get Ahita's channel up and running, which I mean it's really hard to get people to subscribe to it now with it not having like any content, but I wanted to get enough to where I could actually do a live when I go to Jimbo's to pick up the puppy, like just start a live and then get the puppy.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna use that one for whenever I'm out walking her at the park and stuff, and use it to bring awareness to animal abuse and different
Great.
programs that they have to save animals and different foundations, and plus some of her training and just a whole bunch of doggy everything. Not necessarily everything dog, but animals. But use her as like her walking at the park be on video, like while I'm discussing stuff.
Yeah,
So
I like that. I like that. I will, when there's too much drama, I will go watch animal videos.
yeah, we need animals in our lives, and especially if we're like empaths and stuff, like where we pick up on it more. And
Yes.
gotta have a way to settle down the energies and stuff.
At Christmas time, I was like watching raccoons eat. That's it.
I feel you, Mars. I do the same thing. Like, I don't go to the drama channels, but I can go into other channels and hear just basically what I need to know, or not even what I need to know, but I can hear enough about it to kind of know what's going on.
I get that Jerry Springer is still making money, but it gives me a headache.
Yes, totally.
Now I'll watch Chad and Abby on Days of Our Lives, but or Fantasy Island even, Love Boat. But
Yeah,
the arguing stuff, it's a trigger.
yeah. And we got Austin over here just relaxing. It's a good thing that you can do that. Technically I can too, because like I'm really not caught up in the drama. I mean, I
Hmm.
see it and it still affects me because my friends are being hurt and stuff, but I mean, you can only do so much, and I don't know. I just see the other side to it. Those people need help.
I see it really work people's anxiety. It puts them on high alert and PTSD. I see it not being good for mental health. And maybe that's psychological warfare. Maybe we're under attack and we don't even really realize it.
Very well could be. I mean, it does make sense because, like, they know that it's hurting people. They know that they're causing
Yeah.
the drama, And it's not just, everyday drama. Like it's
War
serious.
isn't going to be hand-to-hand combat anymore. It's going to be psychological warfare, just like this,
Exactly.
pinning us against each other.
I've sat back and I've thought about that too. I'm like, what the hell is all this YouTube drama actually trying to prepare us for?
Exactly. There's a bigger picture.
There is. Now, I always try to find that bigger picture, but I'm
When
having
we
trouble
talking
finding it.
about it, when we get talking about it over in Roses, we're called crazy.
You know, and another thing with this, there is so much denial. Like, it's freaking crazy. Like, how can somebody literally spend like 20 hours of their day denying shit that has obviously been videoed?
I
Like,
know.
how can you deny it? Like, that's what bothers me. Like, I'm the type of person, if you say it or if you do it, just own it. Like, what the hell?
That's me. That's me. If you're going to be an asshole, say, yeah, I'm an asshole. But don't be like, oh no, I'm a great guy. No, you're not. And everybody can see you're a jerk. I can't
Exactly.
stand that. Drives me batshit crazy.
And then when you point
No,
out the
you're not
obvious,
a wonderful guy when you're being a dick.
exactly. And then when you point out the obvious, you're the bad guy. Like, no matter what, you're the bad guy because you pointed out the obvious.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I cannot find the logic in it anywhere. And I mean, I literally write to serial killers, and I cannot find the logic on anything in YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I go over to Love After Lockup and 90 Day Fiance, and over in Love After Lockup, they are criminals and they all get along with each other. It's like, I mean, there is drama, don't get me wrong, but it's not like what's happening over here.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's drama. Everybody has drama.
Right.
I've created this channel, and it's basically so people have a place that they can voice. And with me staying neutral, like, I see what goes on both sides. And, if I don't agree with something, yeah, I'll voice my opinion. But I'm not going to just deep dive into the drama. I would much rather be doing a channel of preventative things, get the awareness about domestic violence. So, the stuff that happened with Gabby may not happen again. Maybe cops will learn, if you see this, do something about it instead of, telling somebody to go to a motel. I do the things that lead up to the true crime, trying to prevent it. So, of course, this channel is not going to be filled with drama. I mean, we can talk about drama, but yeah, drama has no place in my life.
And it seems phony.
It does. It's like,
It seems
if
real
they have
phony.
real issues, like, that's what I can't, that's part of my problem. Like, this is a mind fuck for me because, like,
Big
I
time.
know I can help them. Like, I literally know I can help them, but I see all this stuff and then I don't even know where to start. Like,
Can
what
I
would I
just
help
say
them with?
this? Can I just say this and y'all not laugh at me? This is what it sounded like the day that Mama T got into an argument with Ernie. It's like she did this. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I'm being a parody of her real quick. Okay. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Okay, I got somebody back here. I got somebody back here. Oh, Ernie, what are you doing here? No. Yeah, okay. It's like she is reading a fucking script. It was so obvious.
Yeah, see, I mentioned something the other day. Well, not the other day, obviously, a few months back, about her and her scripts. Her show has no reason to have a script. I have scripts. Yes, I read shit off, but I can literally spend 3 days writing for one 5-minute video. But my channel needs a script on those videos just to get the information out there. And I asked her, like, one day, what is the reason for the scripts on this show? And she went all offensive. Oh, we don't do scripts here. This is just a come and go show. Like, no,
Well, yeah.
obviously you're reading something. Like, I read, I admit it. Like, you hear papers in my videos. Like, I have no reason to hide the shit. Yeah, I have like 80 tabs open, and I go through and I write this shit down. But that's because I want to get the accurate information out there. I don't want to mix it up in the middle of something. And she literally spent like a whole show denying that she had scripts. And I was like, okay.
And when they get on panel, all of them are up there on panel. You can tell. You can so tell. It's like, who is writing this garbage? I want to go
Exactly.
kick sand in their or kick their shin and run. You know? Just horrible writing.
Exactly. I have a script, of everything that I'm reading and stuff, but yes, it's information. And, this, her channel of who's going to bully who, it's like all scripted out into like the screenplay that's not very well written, I might add. And then they expect you to follow along to something that's not very followable.
Right. I even think like the arguments that happen on the other side, like between Nick and her husband, I think that's a script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're really fighting. I don't think he's really yelling at her. I think that they're okay, now you do this now. Because I see her do it with Ernie. I mean, they're not, it doesn't flow like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
seasoned actors.
I don't really go over to her channel. Like, I mean, I've seen stuff when it's been played on other channels, but I don't just go there.
Mhm.
And I also know what I'm seeing is not the full picture. Like, I get that. So, therefore, I don't really judge the whole situation. But at the same time, like, I do hear the arguments and stuff. And it really makes me want to just message her and send her like a whole bunch of domestic violence resources. But then I can't really be just that specific. So I would have to send them to him as well, because he may be the abuser, the whole stereotype that it's always the man. So then I question myself, and then I'm just like, oh, fuck it. They don't deserve shit. Like, I ain't getting it.
But think about it logically. Someone with her education, would she go live if that were really the case?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do?
No, I'm agreeing that she wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She,
You don't put stuff like that out there if it's really happening.
no.
Like, it takes
Not if it's really happening. That's the key words right there. And just like with Benny and with Ernie, when you say I'm a LARPing actor on YouTube, the cop leaves.
Oh, yeah, I figured that already, Mars. Like, you can't help those that know it all. But it's just like, just me. Like, I see it, and I don't ever want to say that, domestic violence isn't happening or something like that. But I will say that when it's not happening and people want to make people believe that it is happening, that I have a problem with, because it's taken away from real victims.
But they smile at each other too much.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've noticed that too.
They're too much in control of their emotion for it to be real, because let's really put it on. Real human nature would be more like, Springer. The gloves would be coming off, and it would be, get the hell out of here. Can't you see him live?
Exactly.
There wouldn't be such a camaraderie.
And I have been in domestic situations. Like, I know that if you're in one, it takes a really long time to open up and talk about it. It takes a really long time to seek help for it. And then even when you do have the help available, you don't always take it because you keep going back and all this other stuff. And then they just want to make a mockery out of it. And it's not right to other victims. It's not right.
Yeah. I have to keep going back to the when I feel like it's getting too much and it's getting too dramatic, that this is fake.
Mm-hmm. Because anybody that's been in a situation, and I'm not saying that somebody that's been in a situation wouldn't act that the way that they do, but just from my experience and the people that I've helped and stuff like that, they don't just put it out there like that. Like, it literally takes years to come to terms with it for yourself before you can even make a move to get out of that situation. And then they're over here scripting abuse.
But
Like,
that's where I'm thinking the psychological, mind fuck is into play. This is where we're talking about where there's obvious some sort of warfare happening here. Who's behind it? Who's funding it? Look at
exactly.
the look at the trickle down. Well, you have to notice there's the same donors, the
Mm-hmm.
same ones. Way back when I started watching Summer Wells, and it was Benny, and it was uh, Predator Hunter Nation and Ernie, and it was like all the time.
Totally. And that shit's pissed me off with that case too.
It's like
Like,
it was purposely to intimidate you to not cover the case. Why?
exactly. It's like they want the help and everything to get to the bottom of the case. But then whenever you go to help, they degrade you and they make you out to be the bad guy. They don't want the help, and yet they want the help. Basically, they want the cash apps. That's what I've seen going on with the Summer Wells case. They want the cash apps. Every creator that's out there that's making a mockery out of it, they're only doing it for the cash apps. And I'm not saying every creator is. There has been a few good ones that have covered the case, but more not so good than good. And then people look at the whole case and they just think, oh well, what circus is this? And then they don't even think about the baby anymore.
That's right.
It pisses me off.
Me too.
And I'm one of these that I'll say straight up, it's not all about Summer. you know Everybody has, in their state, they have missing kids. It's not all about Summer shouldn't just
Right.
be the only one that gets the limelight, but
Right.
that's because they're getting cash apps for it. If they would pick up different cases that's not all well known,
Right.
they could make a difference. They may not get the cash apps, but they would make a difference.
I
And they
talk
don't, they
I
don't want.
talk about her every now and then because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't find out what happened.
Yep. It's driving me crazy too. And I mean, there's a few of them that really get to me.
Like
But
John Bonet. I want to know what happened to John Bonet.
yeah, me too. John Bonet is another one that's on my list.
Do you
That
think we'll ever know?
No, I really think it's been covered up too much.
Hmm.
I mean, there's it, some parts of it's kind of obvious, but
Right.
then you say it and you're the bad guy because oh no, that could never happen. And then you mention something, oh well, this part's like way out there. Oh no, that's solid evidence. No, it's not. This is somebody's theory. It's not evidence. So you either point out something that's going bad with the case and you're wrong, or you point out something that's obvious and you're still wrong.
I always wondered because it was Patsy's paintbrush that they used as the garrote around her neck to
Mm-hmm.
tighten, and then they would loosen. They would tighten and then they would loosen during the sexual assault. I always wondered if she walked in on John and she flipped out.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
wonder if that's what it was. So they
and
covered for each other.
and then she didn't want to lose all of the money and the home and everything, his reputation, basically, the fine life. So she covered for him.
Yeah, I think they covered for each other, definitely.
And I also think Burke has something to do with it. I'm not saying he hurt her. I'm not saying he did anything with the actual crime. But I think they literally programmed him so much that he seen it, or he heard it or something. But I don't think he will ever be brave enough to come out and say exactly what he's seen. And that bowl of pineapple, when he obviously would not say that that pineapple was on that table. Like, he mentioned everything else, but he wouldn't mention the pineapple. That tells me that there's something related to the pineapple. Maybe he gave it to her and she got in trouble for being up, or who knows, but
But
something
I
is.
read, but I read she didn't eat pineapple. So why
No,
was it on the
there
stomach?
was there was something in her system that was like mushy, and they could relate it to possibly being pineapple.
Right.
But it had already kind of like digested a little bit and stuff, so it wasn't just at the time of the crime. But if
Yeah.
she gets in trouble for eating the pineapple, and let's say Burke opened it and gave it to her, dad comes downstairs, he's throwing a fit, she gets hit in the head, who knows, whatever. This is all allegedly, just running thoughts by, not saying
Right.
anything. But so yeah, of course, Burke is going to see something. He's going to hear something. He's going to see his sister being drug off into a basement, or knowing a kid, he's going to be standing outside the basement listening or knocking on the door. Daddy, no, or who knows. Well, that could wake up Patsy. Like, there's so much to this story, and so much of it's been hidden and covered up, and you can literally run 1,000 different scenarios and never get to the end of it.
Yeah. But she had that look that reminded me of the nurse
Yes,
and
Mars, it was in the autopsy, but
went
they
through
couldn't
the
definitively
poison.
say that it was pineapple because it had already been digested enough.
Mm.
Yes, she did, Sandy. She did write that ransom note.
Oh
And
yeah.
they say they have their analyzers and stuff. I want to get Alexa on here one of these days so she can go over that note with us, because she's a profiler person. I don't know. She's got like a whole title, but I want to get her on here one day to go over the Ramsey letter, because I want her take on it. But yes, Patsy wrote it. I mean, it's obvious that she did. And I don't know the reason that she would write it. Like, if something didn't go on in the home, which I'm pretty sure it did,
Me too.
maybe she thought that a ransom note would get the police more involved, so that they would go and find the baby. Or because I mean, that's how it is. They always ask if you got a ransom note or a note was left or whatever, and if you don't have one, then they automatically think the parents did it. So that could be the thing. Maybe there was no note left, and she thought that there needed to be a note. I'm just saying, possibly. I know she wrote it, and I really think she's guilty, but. And I think the Santa Claus dude was also had something to do with it. I think he's one that had actually been abusing her for the months leading up to the incident.
Now see, I'm wondering if John was involved in CP, and maybe him and that guy were downstairs taking photographs and or whatever, and Patsy walks in and wigs out.
It could be. But one thing that I have come across, and it was in a legal document, and don't quote me on this anywhere else because I need to find it again before, like I need the solid proof before anybody goes and quotes me and stuff. But the Ramsey family was somewhat friends with the Epstein, the whole organization with that. Some people that was involved with the Epstein stuff was actually attending like work meetings and different things like that with the Ramseys.
Wow. Sarah, I think that the reason there wasn't a deathbed confession is because it would mess up Burke, and she couldn't put him in jeopardy. So she had to take it to her grave.
Exactly. And we never know. She may have went and got a bank box or something and, put something in it. Like the information may be out there somewhere, but
Yeah.
she just didn't come off and say it. But I mean, yeah, I think it was to protect Burke. Not saying he's guilty or that he did it because he was just a child. And even if he did do it, like couldn't really hold him responsible for it, like which I honestly think is wrong, but I won't go that way right now. Um so yeah, I can understand a parent trying to protect a kid. You
Did
know,
he lose a daughter to a car wreck?
the dad, yeah.
John?
Yeah. There was a daughter that was killed in a car wreck with her boyfriend when they had went out of town or something like that. I don't know just the specific details to it, but yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm going to get off here and head on to bed, I think. Thank you for having me up.
No problem. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it. Let's see.
Uh,
Wow.
Anybody else wants to come up? I mean, you can talk about the Ramses. I don't really care. If not, I'll go ahead and close it out to see who else is going live or whatever. But if y'all want to keep it going, I can drop the link again. Because I think I am going to just, yeah, write up my script here um, on some of the lesser known facts of the Ramsey case because I've got a lot of that stuff saved. Um, Stuff that police has said or people that's looked at the case analysis and stuff like that. So I may end up dropping a video about some of that stuff too, but I don't know. I'm not gonna start deep diving true crime or anything like that over here. And yeah, I totally get that, Mars. Like, I understand what it is to protect a child. I mean, luckily, I haven't had to protect any of my children from something like that. But I mean, there's literally nothing that would, maybe not protect them in any way. Hang on, baby. Yeah, you can have the popsicle or something. It's okay. Let's just not tell your mommy. My grandson gets so much stuff when he's here. No wonder he's always wanting to stay here. Okay, Mars. Yeah, whenever you want to do that, I can always set a live. If you got a free day or anything like that, um, just let me know. Yeah, I get that, Mars. My daughter just went through a whole bunch of stuff too, and I mean it's still technically not over with, but yes, I know, right, Sarah? It's like he's literally had everything under the sun today, and his mom was gonna come back and get him today but she had to work like 16 hours today, and she's the one that her husband just went to jail for um, the guns and stuff being out on parole or probation or whatever, and domestic abuse and stuff like that. So she's like, "Can the kids come and stay? I gotta work 16 hours tomorrow." Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And today has come and went, and she's like, "I'll be there tomorrow." So I get him for another day. Hey, Jimmy, I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, it's like totally in our job title. He went and he found he's 5, 6, 5 something. I have 11 grandkids, so can't honestly keep up with the ages, but he's like 5 or 6 or so. And he finally discovered whoopee cushions. So we got him one at the store, and he blew it up in the car and he pushed it together with his hands. And my son was over here at the house, and he yells out in the car, "Noah farted." I like about ran off the road. I'm like, you're really picking on your uncle because he's not here to defend himself. But my son at the same time would probably really just fart and not defend himself. So it was kind of like a, inside joke there with him. Like he knew it. But yeah, so now he's been going around without whoopee cushion at the cats and the dog, and it's crazy. The little things that make babies happy. Yeah, it gets hard. Like this one, they live like almost an hour away. And my other daughter, she's got a baby that's like 9 months old, but she also adopted 3 older ones. So I have 11 grandkids from the ages 9 and down. And I don't get to see that one very much because she just stays at home with the baby and stuff. And I've neglected going over there like I really should. I know it's on me, but work schedule's crazy and stuff. So haven't made it. But this is my little man. He's always over here. And he knows he don't even have to ask. Like he'll just tell his mom to bring him, and then she'll be like, "Well, let's ask," and he'll be like, "No, we can just go. You can just drop me off." Like he already knows. Dang, I'm gonna end up being there. My oldest one has 5. My second one, she adopted 3 and then had one. And then my third one, she's got 2. And my stepdaughter, her baby is actually due on my daughter's birthday in August. And then I've still got more to go that hasn't even thought about kids yet. So, yeah, it's going to be a huge family. By the time my last one starts having kids, my oldest grandkids will be having kids. See, that's like me, Mars. My oldest one is 28, just turned 28. And then 5 girls. And then I've got 2 stepgirls. And then my son. And he's 14 and he's the youngest. And then the grandkids are 9 and down. And I mean, it's like I got like 2 4-year-olds, 2 6-year-olds, like I can't even keep up. Like I'm to the point that I really just want to have one huge party. Like when income tax comes in, just have like one huge party and give them all a birthday present, my kids and grandkids included, and then just let the rest of the year roll around and not have to worry about it. Mine that adopted, her husband's sister was killed in a house fire, and the baby was only like 3 months old at the time, And so that made the other ones being like 2 and 4 or something like that. And so they went out of state to pick them up, and then they adopted them. And but she had been, pretty much her whole life, um, always said she didn't want kids. She never wanted kids, but she stepped up for those three, and then decided that it was just time for her to have one too. It's amazing how our kids turn out later in life. The good things that they do. A lot of people, I don't know. I've seen some amazing kids. I've seen some hellions out there too, but I've seen some amazing kids and their parents not even acknowledge, anything that they've accomplished, or, if they were little troublemakers growing up and then they made something of themselves when they got older. I don't see how parents can't acknowledge their kids like that. I actually want to do a live one time where everybody just comes up on panel and talks about their kids. Not personal details, but, just accomplishments and, things like, if they got an award in dance class or some shit like that. Because kids need to be acknowledged. They need to know that the parents are proud of them. And obviously, YouTube isn't the place to just tell your kid that you're proud of them, but it gives a record of it for them to go back to later on and, realize that they were loved. Or, like I've got a couple of videos where I've said something like, oh my God, I love my daughter. She did something silly or whatever. She gets kind of moody, and I'll send her a link and I'll give her a timestamp. She'll probably play it because she's kind of nosy like that. So she'll probably be like, what are you trying to show me, you idiot? And then she'll see it, and then she'll get all out of her moods and stuff. Yeah, me too. I'm always, and not even my kids, like, I'm always telling kids, up at the store, we have a whole bunch of kids that come in after school, and I'll be like, so, did you have a good day? And, some of these kids just like look at me, and I mean, I know that they get the creeper vibe, some stranger asking you if you had a good day, what's next? You're going to ask me where I live? Kind of looks, I get from some of these kids, but the ones that come in all the time, I don't even have to ask them anymore how their days are. If I'm there and they come in, they just start telling me. They start telling me about their basketball games, or that they're singing in choir, or that they had an art project and they got a really good grade. And then all these people are just like looking at me like, you weirdo, why are you talking to kids? But I mean, obviously, everything that happens in the store is on camera, so they can't really say I did anything to these kids. But it's just like they're lacking it at home. And you can just see it in their eyes when somebody actually cares enough to ask them about their day or something. There's a lot of kids out there that just don't have that. That extra little, did you have fun today? That can go a long way with the kid. And some adults, too. We had a couple of people that come in the store, and you can just literally see that they're miserable, like all the time miserable. And sometimes they'll come in to just get like a 32-ounce fountain or something, and they'll go up to the register to pay for it, and I'll be like, no, that one's on me. And you can literally just see their whole mood change, and they get super excited about stuff like that. Like it's weird, like how some people can see that stuff like that changes people for the better, and then some people are just dead set on causing harm. Exactly, Mars. Like, you never know. Like, what if I'm that one person that's going to keep that kid from like jumping in front of a bus or something? Okay, Cass. Thanks for being here. But yeah, always make a difference, just little things. Some people I've talked to, they're like, well, I can't really do anything, I'm broke, or, I don't have the means to make other people happy. And I'm always like, no, you're in the mindset that it takes something material to make somebody happy. That's not the case. I'll say if everybody's got things that need to be done, I can go ahead. Yeah, I was like, wait, did I miss somebody? You trying to tell me I need to clean house? Like, I get it. I take the hint. Nah, I'm joking. I ain't cleaning house tonight. I'm gonna play Netflix and chill unless somebody else goes live. But yeah, I might actually set up another live for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday because I'm off work all those days. I'll just kind of sit here, not really have a topic. But I do want to do on empaths, though. I want to do a live where everybody can talk and ask questions and give other people advice on grounding and centering and what works with them to clear the negativity and stuff like that. Um, so I may actually set up a live for that one tomorrow. And I mean, it'd be more of like a fun live instead of actually bringing awareness to something or anything, just kind of a laid back discussion. So I can set that up for tomorrow sometime if y'all are interested in it. I'm so glad for that, Jimmy. And if you ever need to talk, you can email me. Um, Hang on, baby. One more minute. You can, I can drop my email here, but you can also get my email from Jimbo. He has it. And you can email me. I can give you my number or whatever so you can text me. But I'm always available if you just need to talk, Jimmy. And anything that you say to me will be kept just between us. Like, I don't, and I won't ever talk about any of it. And there's been other people in here that have emailed me, and y'all have never heard me say anything about them. Hang on just a second. I gotta mute. My grandson's going crazy at the door. Oh my gosh, this boy has found that he likes mint chocolate chip ice cream. And that's like literally all I have been hearing this evening. But anyway, back to what I was saying, Jimmy. You can email me. I will give you my number if you want to, or you can keep it in email however you are comfortable. But I'm usually up at night and I sleep kind of early morning up until the time I go to work. But I'm available. I'll just listen. People can vouch that I haven't, said anything that they've ever said to me. So I got you. I got you, bro. I do. I promise. But I dropped the email. You can all, if you didn't get a chance to write it down or whatever, you can get it from Jimbo. He has it. And I've also said in his chat that you could have it, so it wouldn't be an issue to get it from him. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end up getting off of here. I think my son is done watching his nephew. Can only get a 14-year-old to babysit for so long. And I only have so much ice cream and popsicles in the house to keep him entertained. I know, right? I've only had like one scoop out of that whole container, too. Like, I'm gonna be so mad that I don't get any of it that I'm literally gonna just like not buy it again and go with like cookies and cream or some shit just to rebel against not having the mint chocolate chip one. And yes, Jimmy, here it's a community, it's family. Like, we're not like other channels. You come here with your issues, and this goes for anybody. You come here with your issues and things that you need help with, or advice, or just somebody to listen, and never any judgment or anything. There's never any victim blaming, any victim shaming, nothing. It will not be tolerated here. Between me and the mods, we will ban somebody so quick for shit like that. Like, this is and will forever be a safe place. I can't guarantee that somebody's not going to clip stuff, and put it out elsewhere and turn it. I mean, that's YouTube. That's everybody that comes here knows that that's what they do. But as far as being in control of this chat and what happens on this channel, like we got this. We got this really quick. So anybody that is needing any type of help, or my email is always out there, and I have like 3 or 4 different emails that I use for different things. So if I give somebody one email and then I turn around and I give somebody else another email, don't think I'm trying to run from you, um, thinking I gave up on a different email just to not hear from somebody or something. I literally have like 5 different emails that I use for, like just to talk to people. I have another one for people that's going to be on the show, or, want to talk. Um, One to like for people just to message me and give me ideas of, what to do. So I have quite a few different emails, but yeah, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close this out so I can go get my grandson to wind down and get him to bed. And you might want to put some ice on that, Mars. Even maybe some heat, with it being around the sinuses and stuff. Any swelling, and if there's any swelling, you could put the cold on it, obviously, to take down the swelling. But with it being around the sinuses, heat would actually help the sinus part of the nose better. You might just need to get a warm rag with like some Epsom salt or something on it. I don't know, Mars. Even if not ice, then maybe just some cold water on a washcloth or something. Yeah, but I'm saying warm. Like that. That's what I would do. It's actually what I did when my phone whacked my nose. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the live for tomorrow. Um, just to discuss the things about being an empath and how to ground and center and, just random stuff like that. Nothing serious talk, just for us to get together. We do care, Jimmy. You're part of the family. You're not alone at all. But make sure that you click on the notify me part of the video for tomorrow, because YouTube doesn't like to send out notifications. So with that being said, take care, everybody, and we will talk tomorrow or later in another chat. Much love, everybody.